আন্তর্জাতিক ফুড চেইনের সাথে বাংলাদেশকে যুক্ত হতে হলে পণ্যের গুণগত মান বাড়ানোর পাশাপাশি সংরক্ষণ এবং পরিবহন ব্যবস্থাপনা আন্তর্জাতিক মানের করতে হবে বলে মনে করেন ঢাকাস্থ মার্কিন দূতাবাসের এগ্রিকালচার অ্যাটাশে সারা গিলাস্কি। এনটিভিকে দেয়া এক সাক্ষাৎকারে কথা বলেন তিনি। জলবায়ু পরিবর্তনের প্রভাব মোকাবেলা এবং খাদ্য নিরাপত্তার ক্ষেত্রে বাংলাদেশের কার্যক্রম প্রশংসনীয় হলেও আরও কিছু পদক্ষেপ নেবারও পরামর্শ তার। আরও জানাচ্ছেন রোকনউদ্দিন।
ইউনাইটেড স্টেট ডিপার্টমেন্ট অব এগ্রিকালচার বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন দেশে মানসম্পন্ন কৃষিপণ্যের উৎপাদন, সরবরাহ ও বিপণনে সহায়তা করে থাকে। বাংলাদেশে এই বিষয়টি দেখাশোনা করেন সারা গিলেস্কি, যিনি বর্তমানে ঢাকাস্থ মার্কিন দূতাবাসের এগ্রিকালচার অ্যাটাশে হিসেবে দায়িত্ব পালন করছেন। সম্প্রতি এনটিভিকে দেয়া একান্ত সাক্ষাৎকারে সারা বলেন, কৃষিখাতে বাংলাদেশের অগ্রগতি প্রশংসনীয়।
Hello Sarah, what is the role of US Department of Agriculture USDA in Bangladesh? Could you please provide some insights?
Sure, thank you, Rokan. We have about 4 main objectives here in Bangladesh, and these are objectives around the world, and actually in Bangladesh we do work on each of these 4 areas. So the first one is trade policy. So this is helping US agricultural exporters and exports reach the market. So looking at the policies in place in Bangladesh and how we can help make them align with international standards. Then we also work on trade capacity building. So this is working directly with the government of Bangladesh to help them meet the requirements of international trade and providing trainings and other resources for them.
Well, how would you describe the present situation of agriculture in Bangladesh?
And I think my overall impression is that farmers here in Bangladesh are very hardworking. They put a lot of effort into their crops. They are growing crops in many different seasons. But it's a very tough situation right now too, and I think there are some challenges for farmers. We've seen rising input costs from, cost of fertilizer and fuel and even labor, and we're seeing that the prices, even though food prices here in Bangladesh are quite high, the farmers aren't making that much more money, so it's been very tough for farmers.
তবে জলবায়ু পরিবর্তনের প্রভাব মোকাবেলা ও গবেষণায় আরও জোর দেবার পরামর্শ তার।
Yeah, climate change is real, and it's happening here in Bangladesh, and it's happening all over the world and affecting agriculture. And we also have to acknowledge that agriculture contributes to climate change. It is a major emitter of greenhouse gases. Globally, livestock production contributes about 42% of methane emissions. Rice production, about 8% of methane emissions. So it's something that we have to work on all around the world to reduce these emissions. But reducing emissions does not mean reducing productivity, reducing profits. So USDA is very supportive of creating new solutions that increase farmers' productivity while reducing emissions.
Do you think the research is on the right track, or should have to do something more on this research? Because research is the main thing to do something more developed or something else in agriculture sector actually.
Research is key, and I think adapting new technologies is really important, especially when it comes to climate change. I think lots of research needs to be ongoing, and I think Bangladesh does have some solid research institutes. And I think biotechnology is one of the main ones that I'm really happy to see them researching, and I'm hoping they can take it from research into the farmers' fields. We also do fellowship programs, or a Cochrane fellowship
program for researchers, or
we do have those. We have our Borlaug Fellowship Program for researchers. That's a program where researchers can apply and then go spend a full semester at a university. And then we also have our Cochrane Fellowship Program, and this is a short-term exchange program that's very defined, and we bring over both government officials and private sector for about 2 weeks on a specific topic.
যুক্তরাষ্ট্র থেকে গেল এক দশকে বাংলাদেশে কৃষিপণ্য আমদানির পরিমাণ বেড়েছে, যেমন আকারে তেমনি টাকার অঙ্কেও। আর পণ্য আমদানি রপ্তানির পরিসর বাড়াতে আন্তর্জাতিক ফুড চেইনের সাথে যুক্ত হতে হবে বলে মনে করেন সারা গিলেস্কি।
I think improving logistics is really important here. The port is very overwhelmed. It would be great if Bangladesh could have a deep sea port here, have good warehousing at the port, And cold chain is another area that I think is very important to expand cold chain. It allows not only for better imports to ensure quality and food safety, but it also help Bangladesh, as the aims to export, to have good cold storage along the entire value chain, from either ship to store or from field in Bangladesh to ship out of Bangladesh. And these help the animal production here in Bangladesh. So feed mills purchase these ingredients, they go to farmers who are raising poultry, aquaculture, beef cattle, and they have a consistent supply of a lower cost ingredient. So we're helping the value chain here in Bangladesh. I do hope to expand to more consumer-oriented products. One of the areas that I'd like to focus on in the next year is access for beef. There's a lot of different venues for beef to be used, and while Bangladesh is a major producer of beef, there are different quality standards, different types of cuts that are available that I see going into the retail markets here in Dhaka and other cities, to the hotels, to the restaurants. And so I want to highlight how you can still import products, even higher end products, while still maintaining production and give consumers choice in the market. So that's my major objective this year, I think.
বাংলাদেশে 2006 সাল থেকে স্কুল ফিডিং প্রকল্পের আওতায় $120 মিলিয়ন খরচ করেছে যুক্তরাষ্ট্র। আপাতত পুষ্টিমান সম্পন্ন বিস্কিট দেয়া হলেও সামনের দিনে প্রকল্পের আওতা বাড়ানোর পরিকল্পনা আছে বলেও জানান সারা গিলেস্কি।
This is a project that we've been operating in Bangladesh since 2006. We've invested more than $120 million through the World Food Program to implement the project. And currently we're working in Cox's Bazar in 2 sub-districts there, supporting all the primary schools in those sub-districts. And part of the program is the school feeding aspect. Currently in Bangladesh, we're only doing high energy biscuits, as this aligns with the government of Bangladesh's school meals program. But we're also working with the government, with the Ministry of Primary and Mass Education, to hopefully change the school meals program to add in more products to the meal to make it more nutritious and balanced. So we're hoping in the next few months that the government will approve a new school meals plan that would include not only high energy biscuits, but fresh fruit, milk, eggs, and a bun on a rotation basis. We've seen around the world that school meals really improve school attendance. It really is a motivation for parents to send their kids to school, especially for girls to go to school. And we've seen improved learning outcomes.
বাংলাদেশের সবাই এখন খাবার খেতে পাচ্ছেন, তবে খাদ্য নিরাপত্তা বাড়াতে আরও কিছু পদক্ষেপ নেবারও পরামর্শ তার।
Right now, I think Bangladesh has food security. There is enough food for everyone to eat. But in order to make it affordable, in order to provide more choice, they're going to have to look to other markets in the world. I think the US is a great supplier of high quality products, but there are other markets out there too that offer choice and value.
রোকনউদ্দিন, NTV নিউজ, ঢাকা।
অটোমেটিক বিকাশ করতে সেট করুন অটোপে। বিকাশ থাকলে আর কি লাগে।